Hey, it's Samantha with the Rediscover Real podcast. I am so thrilled to be here with you. Are you feeling overwhelmed, confused, or stuck on a hamster wheel from constantly seeking external tools, validation, and buffering in a search for more joy and fulfillment? Rediscover Real means to pull back the curtain and return to the foundation, peeling away the layers of mindsets, identities, and beliefs that no longer serve us. As we choose to grow, move forward, and show up fully as God intended, because at our very core, inside of you, lies everything already, as God created you absolutely perfect. We get to uncover and rediscover what's inside of us, and then to expand into what we're capable of. In this space, we'll dive into topics on personal finance and budgeting, mindset and growth, relationships, network marketing, and entrepreneurship. I'm sure there'll be some laughter and possibly a few tears along the way. I'm on this journey and you're invited. I'm holding out my hand for you. Will you join me? Let's rediscover real together. If I just keep telling myself these positive affirmations and I know what my money mindset type is, that's gonna fix all the things. Nope. All right, I'm here. I want to talk about what money mindset is and isn't, and how I approach it so that you have a better understanding of what this all is. Because some of you might be going, yeah, it's a little woo-woo, I just need to make more money. Some of you might be going cool, so I need to what's the song and dance? What's the phrases I need to remember? So money mindset is about shifting, and I've been talking a lot about this, is having the awareness of what your beliefs, your attitudes, your identity around your finances, around earning, spending, saving, investing, overall stewarding your finances is about money. And then how that impacts what the results you're seeing are a direct relation to that. So, but it's not just money mindset is going to fix all of your things, right? Your money mindset influences your behavior, right? And I've talked about this in other episodes. And our mindset around money is often learned and shaped, through early experiences, how we grew up, where we grew up, what was, kind of normal in our circles, our friend group can impact that hugely. Now it's not just repeating, and I said that at the beginning fairly facetiously and maybe a little sarcastically, of well, I'm a millionaire. Now, your brain, unless you are a millionaire right now, your brain is gonna if you say the affirmation, I'm a millionaire, your brain's instantly gonna go, yeah, that's garbage. I call BS on that, right? You do instantly. You're nope, I'm sure not. That would be nice, but no, I'm not. So it's not just ooh, say these phrases or do this thing and you're gonna song and dance and it's gonna shift everything for you. You have to have the awareness around, okay, these are my results right now. Have the awareness around what your patterns are and what stories you're telling yourselves, the attitude, your thoughts, your beliefs currently. Then you get to, I've talked about, you get to decide if you're gonna keep dancing on that decision line, or if you're actually gonna cut off and choose to reject and replace that story with one that actually serves you in moving forward. Because it can be changed. It's not just we wake up tomorrow as a purple unicorn. But if we don't feel good first, one of my first ever coaches used this phrase. He said, peace in your heart, money in your bank account, in that order. And that's where, as for years with teaching money mindset or teaching budgeting, it came from a lot of places, scarcity, and how to hold on to every cent and all those things. And I would have people tell me well, I wish you could just manage my money for me and give me an allowance. But that would not serve in the long run, right? It would build resentment towards me. It would probably ruin the friendship or the relationship or whatever that was. And it wouldn't actually help you in moving forward because you're not taking ownership and accountability for your life, in your finances that God gave you, and how to steward that well. But make no mistake, you can't, like my coach said, peace in your heart, money in your bank, in that order. And our money beliefs and having a healthy relationship and stewarding our finances well impacts the whole rest of our lives, as you've heard probably in other episodes. Now, money mindset isn't just, like I said, it's not like, well, do this and then you're going to be a millionaire. If you say that I'm a millionaire enough, that you're not going to like wake up one day and have $1 million in your bank account. And it's not the only thing. It's not just one thing. It's not like, well, if I get my mind right, then I'm going to have money. No. It's a piece of that. It's one of the foundations. You're not going to feel good with $1 million if you don't feel good right now. Like if you don't have peace in your heart right now with $10,000 in your bank account, you're not going to feel good with $1 million in your bank account either. And that is the piece that we're going to shift. And that comes back to, like I've said, the awareness, the identities, where you're hanging out in victimhood, where your ego's trying to keep you safe, where you like scarcity, all those pieces. Then we do the tactical piece. And this is so there's a lot of people, and I've been hearing a lot and seeing a lot, in the money mindset kind of world, and other people who coach on this and talk about this. And it's very much like, well, what's your money type? And like, well, here's some affirmations for you. And, you just, if you shift this one thing, then like all will be well. And that's not the case. This is one of those like foundation pieces, but it's not the only thing. You still get to show up and you still get to budget. You still get to steward your finances well. You still get to say, no, that's not a priority in my life right now to purchase that item. You still get to make decisions, and you still get to choose to increase your income. You still get to tactically do the things and show up for that. And it's not just like, well, I'm going to choose to shift my mindset and have this new story, and you say it once and then you're good forever. No, just because you're shifting that one time, now you get to choose to do the reps over and over and over and over again, right? Just because you found a new muscle doesn't mean that like, you work it once and then like it's good for life, right? We know that in the gym. So we get to apply that to our finances, to our money mindset, right? You shift that belief and you say, no, this is the new belief. I'm rejecting that old pattern, that old thought. This is my new pattern. This is my new thought. Now I get to put that on repeat until A, I fully believe it, and B, I take actions around that, and that becomes a pattern, and I see results from that. It's not a quick fix. There are no quick fixes. Okay, so that is a little bit about money mindset, what it is, what it isn't, and how it's not just one thing. And also that's kind of how I show up. And so if you ever work with me or coach with me or any of those pieces, that's where all this is coming from. It's not just this, it's not just that. It's just like when I'm talking about health stuff, it's people, often are like, well, I eat really well, or well, I go to the gym lots. And we know that it's not just eating well, it's not just exercising, it's not just sleeping well, it's not just supplementation, it's not just drinking your water. And anybody who tells you it's just one of those things is out to lunch. It's not just one thing, right? So how do you get to show up in this space? Learn the awareness, develop a healthy money mindset, and do the tactical, tangible actions in stewarding your finances well. Learning how to budget from a place of abundance. But you can't budget well and steward your finances well if you're coming at it from a place of scarcity, because it's not going to feel good and you're not going to want to do it. And that's what I see so many people, well, I guess I have to budget. You don't have to. You have to get your mindset right first. And then budgeting will feel good. You'll want to. Because you want to steward your finances well. Because you want to move forward in your life and reach your goals and what's actually a priority in your life and what's actually important to you. You just finished another episode of the Rediscover Real podcast. My hope is always that you come away encouraged. And if you found this valuable, would you share it with a friend? And be sure to tag me on social media. I love seeing your takeaways. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And I would so appreciate it if you took a second to rate and review this podcast so that more people can find it. Also, take a peek in the show notes for a link to my website that has a special gift just for you for listening today. As always, I'm on the journey and you're invited. Let's rediscover real together.